Happy Saturday. Been a while since you guys seen me. 3 o'clock. Been crazy. I just cleaned off my desk real quick between all the mayhem that I'm doing to show you guys some stuff. So you see the good, you see the bad, the ugly with me. That means you get to see the quad stuff, and then when I turn my face and see the camera, you get the ugly, and then there's the bad. So right here is what you see. What you see here is Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth was done. Sweet Tooth flew. Sweet Tooth flew really good. Flew it in the yard. Tried something different. Tried to the corner of my house, the one that's unpainted, and the hell is that thing? The chimney on the roof. There's a tiny little peak, and I went to turn and fly through it. I slightly bumped into whatever I hit. It kind of rolled off the roof, hit the grass. No big deal. Went to go start it up, and it was acting funny, and the number 4 motor wasn't turning, so it was just flipping over. Tried. Went on a beta flight, using the SpeedyBee app, same thing, and was not able to get it to spin. It just kind of twitching a little bit, thinking I smoked a motor somehow. I plugged in one of my full-size motors and put it on there, and it seemed to spin fine. I'm like, oh, great, bad motor, no big deal. Ordered a new motor. Took almost 2 weeks from race day quads for whatever freaking reason, and wired up the new one yesterday and tested it out. Did it on the SpeedyBee app, and the same thing, just twitching. So what's that mean? That means the stack is bad. Fantastic. So I gutted it, ordered a new stack, wait however long for that to come in, and I'll replace the stack. Oh, dropped you. Good. Let's see if I can get this out of here without making more of a mess. So it's not super horrible what I'm going to have to do. I already took the ESC stack out. I'll be able to rebuild it. I won't have to change the flight controller or any of that stuff because it's already wired. Just a plug that runs to it, which is right there. So I will just plug it in, resolder my wires for the motors, check the direction, that same old shit. I made a custom strap, a night flight strap. Speaking of that, ADD moment. It's a little bit longer. I just cut it back so it fits underneath here nice and easy. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. I would love to have footage. When I was reviewing the footage, I'm like, something doesn't look right. So I finally plugged in the camera the other day in between taking it apart and did the settings to find out it was on PAL and not NTSC. As soon as it did that, the colors popped back the way that I wanted them to. It just, PAL doesn't look right. I don't know. But it's golden now. I got it set where I want. The OSD is great. So this guy will be back to flying. I think you'd be impressed. It's quite the agile little thing, and I'm not a huge fan of the prop guards, but I'm doing that for playing in the trees and around people, and it'll be much more safe because those props would definitely mess you up a bit. So yeah, stay tuned for that. My monitor, which has been sitting here for well over a week. I ordered some step downs and they keep getting canceled. Like there was a back, or they had a quality control issue, and I didn't get the notification for like 4 days, so I had to go back in and reorder. And then the same thing happened wherever I ordered them from. Either they're not shipping or whatever's going on in the world. I finally got one that shipped, so it should be here at the beginning of next week. So that will be finished. And if you're going, Chris, why are you taking it apart? It's because the DVR blows on it. It's so choppy and grainy, and it just looks like an old school movie or cartoon. It just no matter what card I used, high-end quality or cheap, same thing. It would start off smooth and then just go and then useless. So instead of just freaking fighting with them and returning it, I just gutted it. My brother Quadfather is helping me try to figure out where to find the spots to run wires. So what I'm going to do is on the output, wherever it is, if I can do it, there's the diversity out, and then I found the pads where the plug touches on the inside. So I am just going to run the video right to that, and then I got my power and ground, and that's what the step down's for. I'm not going to use the video back in or any of that. I'm going to set it up on my goggles so it's, I know it's working and updated and all that. And then I'll just use it as a straight DVR. Just hit record, hit stop. I won't preview or watch any of the stuff on there. I can use my laptop for that. And I'll have a little, custom wire job. Not that you can see much here. Some wires, don't need to see that. So I'll just have a little Velcro pad right here. Wires will run in, nice and simple and clean. And then I'll have a good DVR. Kind of disappointed. I reached out to the place that I got it from a couple times, and then as I put a negative review, which I never do, stating that I'm very unhappy with it, I magically get an email saying, you know, what do you think of the product and this and that, and if you have an issue, contact us. We don't have immediate contact. You have to email, and back and forth, and you know, too long of a process. It looks great on the screen, even though it seems like it has a little extra distortion in the feed versus goggles or the multiple different versions of goggles that we had, but it will work for people sitting in front of it, watching and being entertained by what we see. I'll try different antennas, but I would not recommend this, and it's definitely a more inexpensive one. Maybe down the road I'll spend $120+ on a bigger monitor and stuff like that, but this will be good because when we fly, there's a lot of people around usually, and my kids and other people that are like, wow, I want to see, but when you take your goggles off, you can't fly like you do in acro without the goggles. So I have this for that purpose, and you know, it's easier if somebody's sitting in front of it, hit the button, or if you're sitting right next to it, than forgetting hitting your goggles. So that's the extra. Or if Brian, my buddy's flying, and I don't have my goggles on, I can just, or whoever, I can instantly record everybody else's footage, because New England FPV is growing. And yeah, oh, speaking of that, one of our newest members, a guy that has never flown before, my buddy Chris from Bowling, Chris Rickson, big shout to you, bro, if you're watching. We're coming up with his name. He bought the Catalyst from me, and if you're new to the channel, the Catalyst was my first build. I rebuilt it twice, so it was basically everything new. At the time, it was called my Poor Boy. That's, you know, parts that were given to me from fellow old guys I hung with, and that's how you learn to fly. You beat it up, you don't care, because it's all used parts. And then I found the frame being cracked, so I replaced the frame, and then finally one of the pieces of the board broke, so he wants to say hi.
Hello.
The board broke, so I had to rebuild it. So I rebuilt it, and I've had it just like 6 months or so, 7 months, maybe even longer, whatever it is, of it rebuilt and flying great. And then I've been kind of downsizing the quads that I have, and I was talking about it when he was out in the field with us, saying I got something I'm going to try to get rid of, just talking, and comes back to the house and takes a look at it, and he's like, I see it fly. So I flew it around the street for him, handed me cash on the spot. I was like, yay, yay. So he got a remote. He's getting some head play goggles coming in. We're going to get him flying, so I think that'll be a cool thing for the channel and for us, you know, two guys that have been flying a while, to document, show you what it's like to fly from the beginning, and then his progression of becoming a better flyer, helping him with product to purchase, what works for him, what doesn't. So it's a very new, fresh point of view in this hobby, and I think that'll be good for you guys and some of you guys that are new, to share his experiences, to see if you're having the same type of issues and whatnot, and that should be fun. What else? Still got a soft mount Enigma, forgot to do that, but I got some super smooth footage from the last flight I did. Didn't really change much, but yeah, I gotta do that. And then I got a couple frames coming in. From the money that I got, I ordered the Beta FPV 65X HD. I already got a frame for it. Got the blue frame. I got a 3D printed canopy. I'm hoping will work with it, because I don't like the canopy that is on it, and the 30-degree field of view, or angle of the camera. If you're flying low and slow and trying to get that shot, which you can get out of those micros, and those are proven that you can do with the right tune, and with it being a little bit heavier, I kind of like how they fly. It's not going to be agile. It's not meant to be agile, and I'll be able to put a tune in it, which will work perfect. So I got a blue frame, and when it comes in, I will reveal name and all that fun stuff. I got a cool name for it. I'm hoping the canopy comes out really, really good and works, so I can do what I want to do with it. I finally had to do a touch-up paint job on Booger, because Booger took some smacks in the woods and flying around. You can't see the pearl really good in here, but there was a couple chips and stuff like that, so I kind of flaked it on heavy again to keep the kind of Booger texture to go with the theme, because that's Booger's name, bub.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's the quad's name. It sticks on you.
Why
get
didn't
it?
you name him Corn?
Why would you name him Corn?
Name him Carrot.
No.
Name him Green Pumpkin.
No. All right. So yeah, Booger's back to completely painted. I have this canopy that I was going to put on it right here. Let me see here. The cool clear one. It doesn't go with the color scheme, and I was debating on messing with it and doing glow in the dark paint. The mount, I think this was just for a 65. The camera does fit in it. I'd have to experiment a little more. I don't know if I'd get the angle that I need to keep the props out, but if that happens to break, I have this, and then the 65X HD that's coming. If the canopy that I found doesn't work, I'm thinking this is too small to fit. It's basically a baby turtle, but they branded it as the beta FPV version, so I need to find some kind of mount system. If anybody knows any prints or anything that will fit the baby turtle size camera, so I can fit it inside one of these guys and then plunk one of them on there. Yeah, Zoe found a baby turtle outside. Was it last weekend?
Last time Jocelyn was here, it was a baby box turtle.
Box turtle.
Box turtle.
Yeah, it was literally the size of a quarter. So we're talking. Yeah, it was actually this thing's smaller. I mean, the turtle was smaller than this thing. It was pretty wild. But yeah, let me get back to it. Working on the house, get some stuff done, sit back, relax, have a PBR. You know, that PBR life. Stay safe. Any comments? Let me know. If you're the guy giving me the thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs it up if you. There's a guy that thumbs down every video that I do because he's got nothing better to do. So I am telling him, you know, find something better to do with your life than just waste it. Because you're probably bouncing around everybody's channel just doing that. Or just being a bad word. Can't say it right now. Little one's over there. But yeah.
We hear you say a bunch of bad words. It's fine.
Yeah, them kids hear everything. So stay safe. Enjoy the video. Comment. Thumbs up. Go check out Drone Tread on Me, Devil FPV, Reese FPV. There's a bunch of guys that we talk quite a bit. Go check them out. And we'll see you later.